We were using a SSP created pre-bid wrapper, which is most dominant in APAC market. So after transitioning to the new Assertive Yield wrapper, we observed an average uplift of 9% session RPM. We also see a 48% reduced bid request through their optimization engine. So basically it means that our SSP partner are getting like almost half as less of requests, but then maintaining the same level of revenue because we're just cutting out those requests that aren't performing. My name is Andrew, and I am the Senior Manager of the AdOps and Programmatic team of 9GAG. I manage the overall monetization and ad stack of 9GAG web and app. For us, especially at 9GAG, it's very different from many publisher setup because we have such a global audience base. But then basically our entire ad stack team, programmatic team, is in Hong Kong. We're trying to monetize global traffic at a place where it's like Asian focused. So we really have to dig and learn with partners to see how we can more efficiently monetize European and also US traffic, which is our main markets. So the main challenge of my role is definitely to see how I can understand our target audience better and to create a more efficient monetization stack for as much users as possible. The main issue for us is really being able to cope with the growing programmatic landscape. With the introduction of various privacy policies, we have to integrate like CMPs, and then how the bid stream needs more data in there, and also on the DSP side and advertisers, they're speaking about supply path optimization. I really need more grip of data that I need to use for analysis in order to provide the most efficient setup for our users. But at the same time, I also want to see how I can gain more control to optimize our ad stack. For example, before joining with Assertive Yield, I still have to reach out to our internal product team for really minor A/B testing setups. But then after transitioning to the new setup, I can really easily make A/B testings, for example, updating ad unit sizes at a very specific position, or just testing out lazy loading distances. I can really easily test out on one platform. The really good thing about the platform is that they have extensive tracking performance. They have extensive tracker which tracks the site's overall yield optimization performance, but also the site performance itself. For example, whether a confirmed click this has a high chance to happen, or whether a certain browser has a lower cumulative layout shift, or whether to check what's the difference browser size that our users have. Like there's so many different data points that I can check easily, and these are very important when it comes to key decision making when optimizing our ad stack. Another best feature I think Assertive Yield is bringing onto the market, not only for publishers, but also for other SSP or other ad networks out there, which can be beneficial, is that they can help to optimize the request amount, which is basically like bid request optimization. As long as a user is on our sites, the Assertive Yield wrapper can track whether the SSP is bidding or not, and then at the end of the day, to enable the most efficient auction for each independent user, which requires a lot of setups, and I don't think it's capable in different competitors right now. Comparing with before, I think the main difference is that I can easily plug in new demand with you guys. Like even with our old Programmatic wrapper, although they are just a pre-bid based one, but they'll still have to go through like setup and then they can plug in the new SSP. But then it might take like 1 month, 2 months. But then with you guys, I can just do it like right away. Right now, one of the most important features from Assertive Yield is definitely how they can provide the ability to track the situation of cookieless application, because they can understand whether the user have fallen into the bucket that Google is testing on to remove, that the user has no more cookies anymore. Right now, I can easily see the performance comparing cookie and cookieless user. When we were deciding whether to work with Assertive Yield, we actually ran A/B testing with similar with companies of similar solutions. And eventually, we decided to work with Assertive Yield. Definitely, firstly, the ROI is there, but also the Assertive Yield dashboard is one of the best that I've ever seen. With their dashboard, I can easily set up the previous setup and monitor the everyday pre-bid performance. We were using a SSP created pre-bid wrapper, which is most dominant in APAC market. So after transitioning to the new Assertive wrapper, we observed an average uplift of 9% session RPM. And also on behalf of that, we also see a 48% of bid requests, like reduced bid requests through their optimization engine. So basically it means that our SSP partner are getting like almost half as less of requests, but then maintaining the same level of revenue because we're just cutting out those requests that aren't performing before. So after moving to Assertive Yield's wrapper, we are able to really update how our team works around ad monetization, especially with the extra data that is being collected through Assertive Yield's platform. Previously, we did not really have an intensive tracking mechanism for each user on each ad change. For example, now I will be able to understand if what was the consequence of adding one extra ad unit. Would the session time of a user be longer or shorter? Would it affect the page loading speed, page loading time? Now I can really have an extensive understanding because these are the data that Assertive Yield tracks when I'm doing any sort of ad changes on site. Yeah, I think with one single point of platform, everything is basically streamlined to one single platform and one cost. So I think it's definitely a cost saver for us. And at the same time, with the extra capabilities, we are much more confident about rolling out new ad changes. And then from reducing the time needed to make guesses and calculations, we can push out new changes quite easily with confidence, and we can focus on our focus in other aspects of more effective monetization. So if I will be recommending Assertive Yield to someone within our industry, definitely this is one of the most strongest wrapper out in the market, but also having extensive support and always trying to testing out on the latest technology and will not fall behind the industry so far. Assertive Yield changes the game for us because we can enable various A/B testings on many different user profiles. After moving to Assertive Yield, we can now, for example, have a European standard auction set up, and another for a US user, I can set up another auction with like US strong SSP. So I think it really benefits us as a small team of 9GAG like optimization team. We can if more efficiently monetize global users.